I'm here to tell you a personal story that has changed my life. But first, let me begin with a story. Well, I'm sure most of you know the story of Aladdin, the guy who robs the lamp and the genie comes out. But in fact, the original story is Chinese. Uh-huh. So in this story, Aladdin was forced to get into the cave to get a treasure for a wizard. However, Aladdin gets trapped in a cave. He's imprisoned. He falls into desperation. So my story is actually pretty similar to the Chinese Aladdin's one. I was in a dark cave. I felt imprisoned, trapped, and I also fell into desperation. So what forced me to stay in the cave was my inability to find myself between two cultures. My Chinese heritage pulling me on one side, and my local inner city school in which I was trying to fit in pulling me on the other side. And that eventually created my cave. And I was lost inside her. I lost my identity. So as I struggled between trying to find myself between two cultures, I found I was being pulled apart. In fact, I tried to be the person that was not the real me, but the person that people expected me to be. And I instinctively put myself in a situation in which, at school, I was the main object of ridicule. Was this the real me? Was I born like this? I started to lay blame on others. But no, it was not the fault of the people around me, but myself, for putting me in this situation between two cultures. Okay, so going back to the Aladdin story, he's still in the cave, and in his darkest moment, he remembers that he was given a gift, and this gift was a powerful ring. So with an intuitive knowledge, he rubs the ring, and a genie comes out. And this genie can grant him only one wish. So he asks Aladdin to think about it clearly, what he really wants, before asking him the wish. I too had a gift, and this gift was inside me. And so by exploring myself, I mirrored myself, and I found that I needed change. And at this moment, I had one chance. I had one opportunity. And I also knew that change was a necessity for me. It was hard. I had to take the hardest decision ever in my life. And that involved leaving my local culture, my friends, I had to leave my past, and most importantly, I had to leave my family. It was really hard, but I did it. And my journey began. And I put myself in a world in which I had never explored in my life. And this world was a summer camp in the United States. It was really awesome, by the way. However, summer camp in the first days didn't seem to be what I expected it to be. People didn't seem to be friendly at all with me. And in fact, they seemed to ignore me. And I was wondering myself, did I do something wrong? Is there anything wrong with me? I don't have a fix. What can I do? And then I realized that the way I interacted with them had to change. Like, probably interact with them like I was at home or at school. No. I took another path, and this path led me out of the cave. I decided to interact with them with who I was. Not Chinese, not anything else, just myself, Santiago Sun, the sun. And people started to like that. They appreciated it. My confidence about myself changed, and they liked that. It was amazing. In fact, I talked about my family, who they were, where they were from, the history of China, the social life, but most importantly, I talked about the culture. And I also share my Argentine traditions. And that involved asado, mate. Oh, and I share the truco, game cards, when you have to lie to each other and they don't want to, well, no. Okay, going back to the Aladdin story, finally, Aladdin asked him to take him back to his birthplace in China. And moreover, Aladdin takes the treasure with him. So going back to my story, I went back to Argentina after my 4 weeks at the summer camp, and I changed. And I changed in a way that I look forward into embracing both of my cultures, my Chinese one and my local Argentine one. And I stopped being the person that people expected me to be, just myself. And by removing myself from this comfort zone of artificiality that I created for myself, which is a false identity, I found the light that helped me escape out of the cave, a spark of hope out of the cave. Wait, that's actually so poetic. Okay, so last thing I want to say is this experience was the best in my life. Without getting out of the cave, I would never found the light that has taken me to a whole new level of understanding adolescents worldwide. They have to carry multiculturalism on their shoulders, and I felt that. I took part of that, and I knew how it feels. Okay. My genie has granted me infinite wishes, and those wishes are product of what I chose to be, of what I want to be, and that is my true identity. Thank you very much.